Good evening, sweet world. It is Friday. I have a calendar now on this computer. I managed to re-enable it. It's Friday, October 10th, 2025. Hello, welcome to another Friday edition of your video game news debrief, and also Pokemon Crystal. Hey, what's up, Tomahawk? Nice to see you. Endless traffic trying to make a dinner reservation. Oh God. Oh, you're. Oh wow, you're in traffic. Damn. Boy. Where y'all gonna eat? I hope you're able to make a reservation. Damn. Oh, what's up, y'all? What's been going on? Not a fantastic week for me. You know. Things aren't really. Yeah, I don't know. Things are kind of up in the air with the job that I'm in. I still have a job. That's a good thing. That's like absolutely not in question, so that's fine. But not exactly what I wanted to pan out. So we'll see. It's a weird situation because there are people on both sides who want me to stay where I am. On one side of things, they're like, yeah, this is what you wanted to do, and we want to support you. And on the other side, where I am right now, they're like, yeah, we want to keep you. And then there are like, there's this layer of management, and then there's this layer of management. There's this layer of management, and there's this layer of management, and there's this committee, and then there's this committee, and there's, So, death by 1,000 committees, basically, is what it feels like. Anyway, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe the stars will magically align and everything will be fine. If not, then I don't know. Force me to get my resume ready, I suppose, which it is. And there are some people looking, and some people have made recommendations for me, which is very kind of them. So that anyway, we'll see. That's kind of what this weekend's going to be. I gotta like open up my eyes to what's available out there, which I'm not really confident that there's much. I remember last time trying to have a look around and going like, wow, this is not great. But the other good piece of news, though, for me, though, is that I've submitted my last batch of, hopefully my last batch of experience reports for this chartered professional accountant designation in Canada. And so it really should be at the end of this. They'll get back to me in about a month, but that really should be it. And once that's done, then I can apply for it. And I figure as soon as that happens, then kind of some doors should open up for me as well. Of course, those will like definitely be accounting doors, which I didn't know that I really wanted to do. Pure accounting, hard accounting. But if that's where the money is, maybe I do. Not financial accounting, but like some sort of management thing, or analysis type of role. But we'll see. And yeah, let's get into the news anyway. So that's what's been happening. I don't want to spend once again. I don't want to spend too much time on the news, and we'll see. I've already lost kind of track of time here. I am going to try and pull up the Twitch dashboard. I say the other thing that's thanks, Tom. The other thing that I've been doing. See if I can share a link to this. Details. Oh boy. Can I? Okay, let's just go here for now. Let's go here. Is that gonna? Oh yeah. Okay, there we are. So I have this playlist that I'm building and you'll see there's a whole bunch of One Wing Kong at the top of it, and also Busta Rhymes goes to the Wii Shop channel. This is a playlist called Raid Night. It currently has, I don't know, maybe 200 some songs. I'm just collecting songs for raid night when we do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I figured this was going to be the music. So that's been fun. Hey, what's up, pal? Okay, all right. So I want to see if I can share this somehow, but it's always kind of convoluted. Do you think you would go to like details, visibility, public? Here, oh, get shareable link. Okay, there we go. There we go. Well, there's that crazy playlist. Uh, we'll be seeing more of that. All right. Let's switch this over to this window and take a look through here. I'd already picked out some things here. It's like, you know, there's like Nintendo's in there, Xbox is in there, of course, EA's in there. The FTC's in there as well this week because, you know, posturing and, well, I guess they're not really the FTC, I guess the former chair. Anyway, we'll get into it. But let's see here. Nintendo posted a 4-minute animated short about a baby and a magical pacifier. No obvious connection to any franchises. Guesses are that it's tied to Super Mario Galaxy movie. Is this baby Rosalina? Close to you. Okay, well, I might as well just try to play this. Oh, you're ahead of me on that then. What is it? What is it tied to? Is this actually Rosalina? Unless you spoil the news. I honestly I haven't been keeping up with anything, so it would be news to me. This is the first time seeing anything here. Oh, it's Pikmin. Is it? Oh, hey, I see VGC now, yeah. Okay. I don't know. Calm down, Anch. Calm down. Okay. Why do they have to be invisible and then okay? I'm going off of a VGC article here that's explaining that they were invisible in the first one and then visible in the second one, so as to communicate that Pikmin can be invisible to the human eye. Okay, all right, cool. When was this? This is October 7th. Okay. All right, got it. Okay, so that's Pikmin. Cool. There's also this other thing here at Nintendo. James Archbox Williams had been allegedly doing pirating, and so Nintendo is seeking 4.5 million out of that person. And okay, so there's this Lena Con thing that I think we'll get into later as well. Okay, so that's that one. So there's another article here in GameFall about this idea of price cutting wars. And so it looks like he's taken some time here to go over price data for console prices. And this is, this is a little bit much to take a look at, but okay, let's start with the teal. Hopefully nobody's colorblind in a way that's anyway. That would prevent you from being able to see anything here. Gosh. What are we looking at here? Aside from just pretty consistent price drops year over year for the first 3 years for most consoles, except for the Xbox One. And the Xbox One. Oh, okay, never mind. It's a break in the data. So that is a price drop, really. Okay. Let's see. The Xbox 360 era changed how game console prices work, making things much more complicated. Before the 360, the norm was that video game consoles came out and dropped in price over time. Fine. With the 360 and rival PS3, Microsoft and Sony replaced those steady drops with a mix of price cuts, new hardware models at the old prices, and the phase out of older models before their price dropped all that far. And so that's what you see on the left side of the chart. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense now. So like you start with the Xbox 360, but then you introduce something else at a premium price, and then also cut the price. So it's like this tiered service type of thing, or tiered hardware type of idea. Okay, sure. It's still, that's funny. It's funny to me. People who are self-deprecating about bad charts make better charts. I don't know. I'll make a chart for you, I guess. I could if you pay me. It's not easy. I get it, but yeah, that's interesting. Oh, hey, nice. This is, so what is he doing here? Video game console price drops for the N64, GameCube, PS2, and Xbox by number of months after release. So you see their starting price, and then you see price drops over time, over a number of months. Which, I mean, everyone's pretty consistent. I don't know. There's nothing really stands out there, but how late the PS2's final price drop was. is what he's calling out. So here's the PS2. PS2 is this blue line. One reason prices dropped in that manner is because those consoles essentially didn't change. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, like Sega, Atari, and others, released the box at a high price and then dropped the price over time. Console makers used to aggressively counter each other's price cuts, a thing that basically does not happen anymore. Hmm. Okay. All right. And then he's just kind of listing out the timeline. Yeah. Hmm. That's interesting. Trying to think about why that is. It's a shame that we don't really have anything more recent than PS4. It would be useful to see 2017 onwards on this as well, for the rest of them to then be able to compare 2018 and onwards generation of stuff against price cutting behavior over there. And I mean, you could probably get that. You can probably get that from 3G charts, I guess. It's not going to be price though. It's going to be units moved, which is not the same. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if VG charts gives you price. It just gives you units. Yeah, shame. I mean, earlier on in the industry's life, I guess that makes sense. Why you'd be so concerned about setting up a user base that if you were not to cut price, um, it could really hurt you. I think in today's day and age, they've kind of cornered off their own kind of yards, is what it feels like anyway. To where they don't, you don't notice them aggressively countering each other with price cuts, but I think you do still see that behavior, right? It's just that the behavior is now kind of, whereas before there was like it was you had one console, like you had a PS2, like there wasn't like a PS2 Pro and a, yeah. Eventually you would get a PS2 Slim, I suppose, but like, you know, even just Xbox and PlayStation, just going back to the first of the generation, there was the one thing, but now you have multiple devices in a generation that then establish like you can have almost like 3 to 4 price tiers of hardware, and then which then means that you can afford to leave some prices alone if they're sitting in a right comparative place with all the other prices, and then you can play with other prices to try and nudge behavior, which I think we've been seeing, has been happening with the Xbox handhelds, right? They're putting those prices somewhere between what a Steam Deck runs for and what a Switch 2 runs for, with their 2 tiers of handheld. Um, and then you see Nintendo doing stuff with the Switch 1, increasing prices. And to me, that looks like you do that to nudge behavior, to say, hey, because there will absolutely be people out there who, I don't know, holidays are coming up or something, and they don't have a whole lot of money, and they need to get, or they want to get something, or might need to, but they want to get something. And if that Switch One is priced uh, at a appealing price compared to what a Switch Two runs for, you may very well say like, oh, well, I know this is like a really old thing, but maybe I'll just pick this up as a filthy casual. I don't know. Anyway, it's cool. I like game file charts. Always a fun. They're always fun. I also like that he provides the data, which means that I could actually get this data. Yeah, just download it right here. CSV data.csv, and I could throw it into a chart if I wanted to. Huh, how about that? Okay. Anyway, maybe some other time. Okay, so that's that one. Let's see here. So this is the game business, which I haven't listened to in quite some time. I think it was because I had that dental surgery a couple of weeks ago that I still haven't really gotten over. A big part of my day would be exercising, and then while I exercise, I would be listening to podcasts and all this kind of stuff. But since that has been cut out, since I can't really move around too much, I've also not been listening to all these podcasts and stuff. I don't know that I agree with good old Christopher Dring here, who is talking about Lena Khan, who is the former chair of the FTC, who kind of lost face because back when Microsoft tried to buy, or did in fact buy, Activision, she was dead set against it and tried to block it. And also Christopher Dring is based in the UK, is British, so it's worth mentioning, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not accusing Christopher of bias, but I'm just saying. So yeah, anyway, so Lena Khan was out here, I think, talking about after Xbox increased the prices, talking about see, this is exactly what we were talking about. She typed this on X. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been followed by significant price hikes and layoffs, harming both gamers and developers. As we've seen across sectors, increasing market consolidation and increasing prices often go hand in hand. As dominant firms become too big to care, they can make things worse for their customers without having to worry about the consequences. And to which String says, basically kind of characterizes it as a misunderstanding, and goes on to say the media has smelled blood when it comes to Microsoft's gaming division. What with 2 rounds of console price increases, a new handheld that costs up to $1,000, a significant increase for top tier of the subscription service. And so I guess his point of contention is that it's easy to wave your hand and say this is all because they acquired Activision Blizzard. But he's saying that there's more to it, and that it is coming on the back of slow growth and rising development costs. But that one confuses me though, because I mean, we're like at some point in the recent past, we were like looking at PwC video game report, and And I mean, it's a 6.8% compound annual growth rate, but you know what? A lot of that is probably tied up in mobile. But we saw that. Let's see. Even if you go down into traditional gaming, 3.6% growth rate. Okay. That's not slow. It's not as fast as mobile, which is almost maybe double the rate. It's always hard to tell with these things. Oh, social casual gaming, app-based, browser-based, blah, blah, blah. Social casual gaming rate, 8.8%. Console games, or just traditional games, 3.6%, right? So, you know, anyway. And then, and you know, that's a 2024 to 2029 growth rate. So that's a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. That's supposed to be a 6-year growth rate? A 6-year growth rate, let's say. Growing from 62 billion. This is US. So this is the US economy in US dollars. So that's $62 billion of revenue. Yeah. Video games and esports revenue, 62.8 to 87.4 billion over 6 years. How is that slow? You know, I don't, yeah. So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with any like characterization saying that it's like, sure, is it risky? Is it hard? Yes, absolutely. But you know, you have the all the market research and industry accounting hawks looking at it as if it's growing. So I don't know. There seems to be a disconnect between that information and then this information here. It's weird. I wonder which one's right. Okay. Well, aside from that, does believe that the Activision Blizzard acquisition has played a role because, you know, they spent $70 billion basically, and so the claim is that, you know, having spent $70 billion, then the CFO will be putting pressure for on Phil for that team to deliver. But again, isn't Xbox like just, even with that 70 billion, aren't they just tiny compared to all of what else Microsoft has going on? So I feel like all he kind of wants to say here is that you know, anytime you have people that are exposed to politics or are in the public eye one way or another, they will be prone to take any opportunity to save face or like control a narrative, and we'll try to spin that, and that does seem to be the case here. But you know, I don't think she's entirely off base with her point, which is that if you don't scrutinize these kind of decisions, you harm competition. And if you harm competition, it becomes a lot easier for these big guys to collect all of the things onto their platforms and then started increasing the prices. Because, I mean, you can't go anywhere else for it. You know? So, I don't know. I'm kind of on her side on this. Yeah. Anyway, I had a stray thought there on Nintendo, but maybe I'll save that for later. Let's see here. There's also something he's written something here on the Chinese games market, and of course he had a couple of people on the show with him. He had Nico Partners, which are I guess are consultants, Daniel Ahmad, and Lisa Cosmas Hansen to discuss data and trends. Some companies continue to be afraid of the Chinese market, Hansen said on the show, are thinking or thinking that they can't succeed there. She added, it's hard to really wrap one's head around the size and scope of the Chinese market and the fact that it is such a huge percentage of global revenue. Even though so many Western companies feel locked out, it's still a massive market that if you can get in some way, it's bound to be beneficial to one's business. Let's see. Some bullets here. There were 722 million gamers in China by the end of 2024. The Chinese market is worth 49.2 billion. I'm assuming US dollars here. 49.2. So like maybe something like 11 to 12 short of the US, but with a very similar growth rate at somewhere around 3.6%. Oh, well, that was a 6-year growth rate. Never mind. This is year over year 6%, or sorry, year over year 3.6%. They're projecting to reach 54.8 billion by 2029, which is less than the US, to be sure. Okay. Annual average revenue per user hit $68. I wonder what that's a confusing. Is that annual average revenue per user? Huh? Because you look at that and you're just like, are you talking about price? Like, what do we, okay. Anyway. Okay. Console sector only accounts for about 3% of the Chinese market. Damn. Social network experiences or mini games or places like WeChat and Douyin is growing fast. It already accounts for 10% of player spending. The key to reaching gamers in China is to properly localize your title, while a popular marketing channel is through short video platforms. 41% of gamers get their information from Douyin. Oh, I see. It's TikTok. And I'm going to have no shot at pronouncing that. I'll try Kuaishu. PUBG is very popular. Okay. Big launches include Monster Hunter Wilds, Path of Exile 2, Elden Ring. Oh, yeah, that's right, because there's a lot of... Isn't Tencent involved in it? Also Tencent. Anyway, we'll get to Tencent. Yeah. Yep. I mean, makes sense. Why anyway, that would be probably an interesting listen. That's certainly I'm sure there's more detail in the audio recording than what's been written here, but yeah, I mean, of course, you would be a bit hesitant to try and enter into there because, first of all, you're worried about, do you need to make speaking of localizations, like how is that going to work? Are you comfortable with those changes that you need to make? And then also you'd be concerned about the trying to find a weird word here. I feel like the security of the whole arrangement would be one thing, because it just really feels like in a country like that, if they, if you do something that upsets them, that they could change the terms of an agreement and just decide to arbitrarily kind of axe your game. Hey Moose, how's it going? um, so yeah, do check out the full conversation above, which includes the risks and challenges facing game companies. So yeah, they're not writing about it, but I'm sure they talk about it. Anyway, that'll be an interesting listen for sure. Um, let's see here. There was a while there in the past where like I remember reading about curfews, like curfews with regards to video games in China, uh, which I don't know if that is still the case because I don't keep up with the Chinese market. But I'll feel free to interrupt. It's fine. I like to have conversations. But no worries. Yeah, I mean, imagine that you spend a whole bunch of money trying to localize your thing, bring it all the way over there under the a forecast or promises or just generally an idea that you're going to be able to sell it to some sort of player base, and then the player base vanishes because the country says no. they're not they're not playing games from this time to this time. So yeah, it seems risky unless you partner with Tencent. So, this is so we're going over the there's a website here called thegamebusiness.com, which is Jeff Keighley funded Substack that is being run by a guy named Christopher Dring, who used to be a writer and quite prominent journalist over at GameIndustry.biz. And this article is talking about Lena Khan at the FTC going over those Xbox price increases, but also talking a little bit about industry consolidation. And then another thing that they're talking about here, so they'll bring on people to interview, and some of the people that they interviewed were people at Nico Partners, which is like I guess a consulting company here in games. And they were specifically talking about the Chinese video game market and some of the and that some companies continue to be afraid of the Chinese market in their words. So that's kind of what that one was. Another kind of interesting thing with the Game Pass stuff is that in some regions, so it seems in Germany, Ireland, and more, which I don't know which ones there are, but you can avoid a price hike if you remain subscribed and hold on to your subscription. So I suppose that makes sense. Those are like legacy plans. I would imagine most places, I guess, would have some sort of protections around this if you can lock in your subscription. But that's also a really shitty place to be in, really. I think I used to be I used to be subscribed to the Humble bundle for like the longest time. And there was a while there, this is a long time ago, but there was a while there where they had done a whole bunch of changes to Humble Bundle, and they had decided to increase the price and all this kind of stuff, and I was on the legacy plan, and you would get basically you would get benefits because the legacy plan was a better deal, or at least it seemed to be to me. And so you would kind of just hang on because you're like, man, if I let go of this, I'll never get it back again, And so, lo and behold, there I am holding on to like the legacy Humble Bundle plan for like a year or something. And how many of those games did I like download and play? Fucking like, I don't know, 2, 1. I'm lucky if it's 1. I mean, just ridiculous. And this is the same thing. This is the same problem that I have with the Xbox Game Pass thing is that I just I had subscribed to like a couple of months with it, but I'd be pretty diligent with saying like, hey, I'm gonna take it up for a month and I'm gonna cancel it right away, and we'll see how much I use it. And there maybe is one or two things I'm interested in, and I'm just gonna try those, and that's why I'm doing this, right? So I don't know. This whole yeah, staying subscribed because you're holding on to a legacy plan if you're not using the thing that's shitty, man. But hey, if you're using the thing consistently, then I guess stay subscribed. That's one thing there. There's also so briefly about this is a weird one. This is about Unity. Uh, so Unity has discovered a major security vulnerability in a development tool, but that there's no evidence of exploitation of the vulnerability. I have like some old, well, maybe not 2017 stuff, so probably fine. Yeah. Anyway, that was something there that randomly popped up in GameIndustry.biz. This one, however, so speaking of the Chinese video game market and Tencent. So Ubisoft's Tencent-backed subsidiary now has a name, Vantage Studios. The division, which is taking charge of Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six, goes into operation today. And so it looks like Vantage Studios will include Ubisoft's offices in Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, Saguenay, Barcelona, and Sofia, with a group totaling 2,300 employees. Of course, I am Canadian, so I look at Montreal, Quebec, and my eyes kind of sharpened when I saw that, because yeah, I don't like the Tencent influence. I don't know. I don't know. It's probably fine, maybe. Probably not. Just steal a bunch of IP or tech. I don't know. It's kind of my Is that really unfounded though? That's like the feeling that I get with them. What's it called? Yeah. I mean, obviously. So I'm thinking about that Light of Motirum game that was so similar to the Horizon Zero Dawn games. Anyway, so Tencent here, they have a 25%. Also, there's some stuff in Canada where it's like, man, I just wish that we had independent studios that were free of influence from others. But and I wish that Ubisoft was like a independently run and competently run organization. That's my true wish. That's really why I don't want Tencent involved in Ubisoft, because I want Ubisoft to be able to take care of itself, and not have to rely. Because I mean, they have to rely on Tencent because they need money, because they've been making a whole bunch of bad management decisions, and are generally poorly managed from the top. It's a family business. It's a family business that pretends that it's a public company, with good governance. So anyway, makes me sad. Okay. All right, let's move on. There's something here on Switch Online. So I think the Switch Online SNES library has gotten 3 more games, including a Mario game's first ever release outside of Japan. This is Mario and Wario. Bubsy. I had heard somebody talking about Bubsy earlier. God, Bubsy. Bubsy sucks, man. Don't play Bubsy. And Fatal Fury Special. This is a catalog of best NES games. Mario and Wario is a puzzle platformer which was developed by a pre-Pokemon era Game Freak. Released on Super Famicom, but never made it to the West. Oh, interesting. God, Bubsy. No, please, no. Oh, this is just 2 minutes. Might as well just watch this. That's not so bad, is it? I mean, how bad could it be if they're putting it out now? Hey, what's up, Iftek? Iftek. You remember PUBG 3D the most, yeah. I never played PUBG, yeah. But I had seen some bad things with some PUBG. I can't remember which one, though. I love Terry Bogard. Mario and Wario. Oh. So it's like a little puzzle platformer type of thing. Interesting. Huh. Like Lemmings Advanced. Mm-hmm. Cool. I think certainly the Mario and Wario was Japan only. I don't know about the other. Yeah, just the Mario game, eh? The other two. That's cool. Well, I mean, hey, there's another. You know, I don't know. Sometimes I guess the one thing that I thought of here was that sometimes in the conversation with subscription service in games and all this kind of stuff, we kind of lose sight of that we have that with PSN and we have that with the Nintendo service as well, right? Although I don't know about how crazy the price increases are, and I feel like a lot of these ones get at least the Nintendo one seems to feel a little bit it feels like it's more easy to spread out if you have a family, because then you can get on these like big family plans and kind of share costs in a way that I don't know. I haven't done it in any other way with any of the other subscription services. It's just specifically the Nintendo one because I just have so many family members that I don't even talk to that use it and somehow managed to set up this thing. So but that's not the case for Xbox. None of them use Xbox. If I wanted to go do Xbox, I'd have to do it myself. Anyway, so that's the Nintendo thing there. There's also something here on BF6 that I might just kind of skim over here. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping that game's all right. Big thing here is just Thursday, October 16th. I'm looking forward to Pokemon Legends EA. Oh, and on the same day, the ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X will be released. Okay. Time like okay, it's 9 o'clock. All right, let's wrap it up there. That's good enough for today. Well, there you have it. There's the news. I didn't even know about the Pikmin thing. So, oh man. Tune in next week for more news. Oh, let's play some Pokemon Crystal.